जय श्री माताजी। विश्व के सभी साधकों का सुबह के ध्यान सत्र में हार्दिक स्वागत है। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी को वंदन करके हम सब ध्यान की स्थिति में बैठते हैं। चित्त सहस्रार पर परम पूज्य श्री माताजी कृपा कर आज का ध्यान सत्र शुरू करने की अनुमति प्रदान कीजिए। हम सब सामूहिक बंधन लेते हैं। अपना चित्त हृदय में लाते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी कृपावंत होकर आप हमारे हृदय में विराजिए। आपकी कृपा में हमारा हृदय निर्मल, शुद्ध एवं विशाल बनाइए। श्री माताजी आपकी कृपा में हम केवल शुद्ध आत्मा हैं। तीन महामंत्र, तत्पश्चात श्री गणेश मंत्र।
सरस्वती
जय श्री माता जी। हम सब संतुलन करते हैं अपना राइट हैंड पृथ्वी तत्व पर, चित्त इड़ा नाड़ी और सहस्रार पर, परम पूज्य श्री माता जी आपकी कृपा में सामूहिकता के ईड़ा नाड़ी पर तमोगुण के सभी बाधक तत्व भूमि तत्व में विलीन कर दीजिए। श्री माता जी कृपा कर सामूहिकता की ईड़ा नाड़ी शुद्ध कर दीजिए। राइट हैंड गोद पे, लेफ्ट हैंड आकाश की ओर, अपना चित्त पिंगला नाड़ी और सहस्रार पर, परम पूज्य श्री माता जी आपकी कृपा में सामूहिकता के पिंगला नाड़ी पर रजोगुण के सभी बाधक तत्व अहंकार, आकाश तत्व में विलीन कर दीजिए। श्री माता जी कृपा कर सामूहिकता की पिंगला नाड़ी शुद्ध कर दीजिए। लेफ्ट हैंड गोद में, दोनों हाथ सामने, चित्त मध्य नाड़ी और सहस्रार पर। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपा कर आप हमें संतुलन दीजिए, हमें वर्तमान में रखिए। अपना चित्त मूलाधार चक्र पर लाते हैं। श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में सामूहिकता के मूलाधार चक्र पर श्री गणेश जी की शक्ति जागृत कीजिए, कार्यान्वित कीजिए। कृपा कर हमें अबोध बनाइए। चित्त मूलाधार पर। श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता साक्षात। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवै नमो नमः। अपना चित्त मध्य नाड़ी से अनाहत चक्र पर लाते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में हम सब निर्भय हैं, सुरक्षित हैं। श्री माता जी, कृपा कर हमारे हृदय में श्री जगदम्बा, श्री दुर्गा माता की शक्ति जागृत कीजिए, कार्यान्वित कीजिए। चित्त सहस्रार पर लाते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपावंत होकर आप हमारे सहस्रार पर विराजिए। श्री माता जी, कृपा कर हमारा आत्म साक्षात्कार दृढ़ कीजिए। श्री माताजी, कृपा कर आप हमें निर्विचारिता प्रदान कीजिए। हमें ध्यान में स्थित कीजिए। जय श्री माता जी। इसी ध्यान की स्थिति में अमृतवाणी आत्मसात करते हैं। गुरु पूजा 1990, अविग्नॉन, फ्रांस। इसका पहला भाग।
In SahajaYoga, the Guru Puja has a very different significance from any other Guru Puja. When you worship your Guru, you are also worshipping the Guru within you. This is not in any other guru-disciple system, because in you, the Guru, the Master, has been awakened. And so, when you are worshipping your Guru, then this Master within you is also worshipped, you respect it, you glorify it, you awaken it, and you manifest it. This we have to realize, that in SahajaYoga, if you are a Sahajayogi. Now the quality of Guru, first and foremost, is that he makes you meet God. Means he raises the Kundalini and establishes the relation between the all-pervading power, and as your Guru is Adi-Shakti, you make that person meet also the Adi-Shakti. So you have a double advantage, that at the same time, when you give them realization, Not only that you make them feel the union with the divine power, but you can make them meet the divinity itself, the source of divine power. So your responsibility as Sahajogis is very great, because in you there is the Guru. Now in our mantras we say that, Mother, I am my own Guru. But saying that, do we realize that if I am my own Guru, this I and my Guru, between the two, what have I achieved? Where am I? Can I guide myself? Have I got the light of the Spirit on my attention so well established and manifested that I can guide myself and guide others later on? First of all, in the Guru principle it is important that you see to yourself the introspection. Can I be my own Guru? Have I become my own Guru? Now in your case, your Guru is a mother, a woman. So it has to be among women that the development of their Guru qualities have to be very well manifested. But it's just the way it is not. For them, they are still the mothers, or they are the wives, or they are Sahajayoginis. But they don't realize that you are also the Gurus. Because your mother is a Guru, because she is a woman, and you have to be also of that quality that people should say, look at this woman, she's such a Guru. But still, as I hear from the different leaders, that the ladies are absolutely still very much far away and are very few who can be called as real Sahajayoginis. It's a sad thing to hear. Because if you still keep to all these mundane things of womanhood and the drawbacks of womanhood, which has come out of domination, maybe because of always they were shown to be something lower. Especially in the Christian religion, they were never regarded as something holy. They have this kind of a diffidence in them that they don't understand that dharma can be established more by women than by men. And the Guru's work is to establish the dharma in the society, in the family, in relationships. All these Gurus which are representing all these great symbols here have done nothing but have established dharma. But first of all, before establishing the dharma, we should watch ourselves. Have we got dharma within ourselves or not? First of all, the quality of a person who has dharma is that he listens to others. He obeys. And this is something has gone wrong with the Western women, I think, that they have forgotten how to listen to others, how to obey others. That's why their children also don't obey them. Obedience, if you do not have, nobody is going to obey you. First, you must learn to obey. A person like Kabira, because he was born of a unknown caste, people didn't know what he was born from. And he could not go directly to any Guru. So he heard about Ramanand, great Guru of those days, who used to go to the river Ganges every morning to have his bath. So one day on his steps, Kabira kept lying. And in the darkness, the Guru could not see, and he touched him with his feet. He said, "Who are you?" So he said, "I'm Kabir and I'm your disciple." And he caught hold of his feet. And when he caught hold of his feet, he said, "All right, come along." And then he became such a great saint in India. People know him more than they know his Guru. He became so great. The basic thing is humility. Yesterday you saw how the musician was humble. All the time he was humble. He didn't know how to express his humility every time. All the time he was humble. Because in humility only you can receive the blessings. You can receive the quality that is of your Guru. Now for a Guru, as you have seen, that in my own way, in my own image, you have to come up. First of all, your life should be absolutely transparent. Transparency is the essence of SahajaYoga. Everybody should know what you are doing, where you are going, what is the way you live, what is the way you are behaving. I have seen people who are gurus, also in the sense that we call them leaders, or we can call them sub-gurus, or they cannot be called as priests, but I can say communication centers as they are. In them, you find that they are very fussy type of people. Always think about their body, always think about their comfort, always grudge about what's nobody looked after them, as if they suffer from persecution mania. Or they will grudge about food. I didn't eat my food for one day. It doesn't matter. For a guru, it's better to starve for about 3-4 days nicely, so that you get over this idea of hunger. You'll be surprised, since I'm here, I have not eaten anything much, just drinking something, because just the Guru has no hunger, right? Because it is in your stomach, the Guru vibrations are so much that you don't feel like eating anything. So then what do you eat and how do you eat and all these things that we have given up to come to SahajaYoga. So even if leaders have this nonsense in their head, what do you get to eat? I mean, this is the basics, absolutely. And when I hear some people telling me, oh, what did they eat and how did they eat and all, it's like, I feel they are like tourists in SahajaYoga. Just come in SahajaYoga like tourists to see places and go around and to know where you get, in what restaurant you get good food and cheaply. All this is so basically, absolutely not a manifestation of Guru principle. Now you have seen your Guru as she is. I do not know what I eat, what they give me, what I want. They go on giving me whatever they think I like. And I just don't know if I like that thing or not, or what is it. If they ask me, Mother, what will you have? I said, what will I have? I don't know really. What will I have? Anything. So there has to be no choices. First of all, not to waste your attention on choices. Of course, only on vibrations. I mean, supposing you go to a restaurant, find all kinds of funny vibrations there, people are getting drunk or anything, then of course you should say. But all the choices must be based on vibrations and not on material things. That you get something nice there, let's go there, and they'll travel for 50 miles to go eat something nonsensical. It should be all nonsense for all Sahajogis. And when I said Sahajogi, it means also Sahajoginis. So the food part of it is aswada. We should not have any taste for any special food. Especially in France, to say that people may not like. But French are very, very conscientious or aware about the food part. I don't know how far they make really good food, but at least they think they eat very good food. So, the eating of good food is a kind of a addiction. It's a kind of an addiction. It's something like drug, that you must have good food. So Zen started this system of what they call the tea ceremony. In the tea ceremony, what he did, I have been through that, and it's really quite a test of people. With me it was all right, but the rest of them got really frightened. That in the tea ceremony, whatever rituals they do, they give you a tea, which is so bitter, we can say quinine raised to power 108, it's like that. And they give you very nicely, handle you with such ritual that you have to take it. So first they say you see the cup without thinking. So he tried to make thoughtless awareness through the cup. I don't know how much one can achieve with that. But that tea that you take once, your tongue is good for anything. And to compensate it, they give you something sweet, which is again sweetness raised to power 108. So sweet that it becomes bitter. So sweet. So this is just to conquer the tongue. Zen must have thought that better give them this tea ceremony, where there is no tea, there's nothing but just you really give such shocks to your tongue, so that after that you can eat whatever you get. And that's why you must know that Japanese can eat anything. They have solved their food problem because they can eat anything. They can just fish out some crabs, or could be some prawns, just peel them out like peanuts and eat them like that. I think Zen has solved this problem for them because they have food shortage. And this is how they can eat everything. They can eat the bark of the tree, they can eat the snake, they can eat the lizards, they can eat the frogs, everything they can eat. So all their eating problems are solved in that country by Zen, I think, because you have no taste. But in this, I think the worst are, in the whole world, are Indians. They are the fussiest people for food, because their women have spoiled them. They know very good cooking, and they know how to handle their husbands by cooking very well. And the way they cook food for them, you see, the men have to go back to Indian food. Now, even if they travel the whole world, they'll need Indian food. They can't get over their tongues. It is such a big conditioning in India of food that I just don't know how will they get out absolutely the basics which are important. Gandhiji tried that very much in the ashram. He used to give horrid food, boiled food with the oil of mustard on top, and nobody could eat that, raw. And he used to make everybody eat that. Not only that, he would make them clean the bathrooms, WCs, everything, so that you get rid of your nose also, that you need everything. Because so many people, while eating also in India, will put something to their nose, they smell everything. So they're over-sensitive to their tongue and to their nose, but not to their eyes. To eyes they are not. For eyes, I would say the most sensitive people are Japanese and Chinese. And also the Western people are very much sensitive because they don't like to see anything dirty, filthy or ugly. Indians won't mind any dirt, filth, anything, just like dogs and horses or buffaloes. They can walk through any dirt, filth, anything. Nothing matters to them. Anything ugly, ugly building or an ugly dress or anything is all right for them. It doesn't matter. To their eyes, it doesn't matter at all. Only thing, kitchen should be clean, and they are all the time in the kitchen. So we don't have to learn all these bad things from Indians. There are some good things they have, but there are certain things, theirs are very bad conditioning. And the next to that are, I think, the French. But if you eat English food, you can become quite good because there's no taste in English food. So I have no problem anywhere because I think I have no taste at all and I can eat anything. Anyway, it is cooked, it's all right. I don't bother about what is cooked, what is not cooked. But if you have some French people for a dinner in a restaurant, they'll spend 45 minutes deciding what they are going to eat. And what a waste of energy. 45 minutes just to decide what they are going to eat. After all, what is so great, what you are going to eat? It's all there, just one thing everybody should have. So for Sahajogis, it is important to give up this idea, I will have this. First of all, nobody should ask, what will you have? To me also. I do not like people asking me questions, what will you have? Because I have to think about it and I want to be nirvichara. So, this is one big ordeal which we do not understand, how much we are attached to food. And food goes in the stomach. And not only that, it spoils our guru system but also spoils our physical system. So we should try not to look at food. That's why fasting was told to all the people who wanted to develop their Guru Pada. So that they should not fast. But they do not fast normally because they think of food. So there's no fasting. I mean, fasting means that you go into nirvichara and don't think of food, but they are all the time thinking of food, so it has no meaning and you are just the same. Whether you eat it or not, your mind is eating it all the time. Then you start thinking, when will I end my fast and where will I go to have what? So this is a very basic thing that we should get rid of our habits, of our conditionings, what we are going to have and what food we are going to have. Our children also should be given a proper training about it. That is all right. Sometimes there is no salt, sometimes there is no sugar, doesn't matter. And sometimes there is nothing, doesn't matter. Nothing important for Sahajogi. You can live without food for days together. No problem. So for a Sahajogi, there is nothing like taste of food and hunger. There's only one hunger, is to be purified, to be clean. This is one of the things that dirties our mind, we should say, that we think about food all the time. Even in Russia, I found people carried all Indian things there. They were cooking all Indian things, and I am poor thing, I can't eat anything. So they brought everything for me thinking I am an Indian, but they don't know I am Zen. I do not have sense of taste. So, to get over taste, one has to work out. It's an experiment we have to do with ourselves. Unless and until we introspect ourselves and do experiments, we cannot rise. Because though the Kundalini is trying her level best, but your conditionings are so great that it cannot pierce through and cannot make you onto that Guru level. If you see the lives of all these Gurus, they were married, they had children, they lived a normal life, but in their own personal life, they were absolutely detached people. So first detachment should come from food. And there, whatever you like, you just don't eat. That's the best way, because of liking something, supposing if somebody is fond of ice cream, he must have already spoiled his liver, so they give up. If you like pasta, give up pasta. If you like something else, just give up. Don't ask for it and don't eat it at all, so that, you see, your mind will get a little bit detached from it. It's very easy to achieve this detachment, I think, if you work it out in a sensible way. Just try to punish your body. You see, if you are your Guru, you better take hold of, first of all, your body and your conditionings. You have to treat your body with this thing. I am told many girls who are married abroad are still making their Indian food and eating. That's horrible it is. They should starve. If they starve for say about 5-6 days or maybe 8 days, then they'll eat any food in any case. That's why the fasting is given. So one should adjust oneself to any kind of food you can have. And if you want to survive, then you eat anything. So just make it a point that you get rid of this very simple conditioning you have of liking the food that you want to eat and you don't want to eat. I think a SahajaYogini or SahajaYogi who cannot get rid of this little thing, then how can you call him a SahajaYogi? I don't know, he's very asahaj. Because the other day I met one lady. I said, what is the matter, where have you been? She said, I've been looking out for some sort of an Indian ingredient. I said, how can you get it here in this Spain? You cannot. Why? Because they asked you to make Indian food. All right. Without that, can't you make Indian food? What is the need to run all the way, whole day for one small little thing called hing? There's a big name for that. It's a small little thing. Just to get that, she had to run all over the places to get it. So, for people who are SahajaYogis, if they are such, whatever is available, you can make something nice out of it and eat it. So that shows what? Shows sagacity, shows trupti, shows your satisfaction. And that is one of the manifestations of a guru, that he is a satisfied soul. He is just self-contained, doesn't bother. Now, for example, some people, especially in the West, thank God they are not spoiled by their wives so much. They don't have so much of conditioning. They can eat anything. I've seen that when they come on the Indian tour, all the Indians say horrid food was given and the poor things were eating that horrid food and this and that. And I asked them, which place you like the best? They said, Brahmapuri. I said, they were saying Brahmapuri had the worst food and everybody was complaining. No, Brahmapuri was the best because we could bathe in the river and we could sing and we could enjoy it. See, that's the sign of one thing to get rid of your bad habits of food business. Now the second part is, for the body you need comforts. I must congratulate the Western SahajaYogis that they may be coming from any walk of life. I must say, Indians have to learn from them. They may be coming from any position or status. All of them enjoy the comfort of the spirit when they travel in the tour. They do not ask for, I haven't got a chair, I haven't got a bed, I haven't got a proper things. In this way, you see, you will realize that the body comfort is of no importance. We have just spoilt our body. There's no need. No need. Body you put it anywhere will sleep in any case. If you cannot sleep for 2 nights, all right, put on some music for 1 night or 2 nights as we had here. You will sleep anyway. So this is the second point, is that we have to give up body comfort. But the third point, where I think the Western people falter, is their materialistic attitude. Materialistic attitude and their fondness of their eyes. So one of them is the worst of all. I mean, the worst and worst of all is that you can never have, that's such a big blot. If you have that, is to have a roving eye and things like that. That's out of question. That's out of question for women or for men. They are not SahajaYogis by any chance. They have to have very clean eyes. That part is all right. And the second part is the greed, lust and greed. Of course, with SahajaYoga, maybe the lust part is over, but greed is still there with so many who get lost. So I would say Indians do not have this lust problem, but they still have greed problem. Means they want to buy something like a radio or some electrical stuff they must buy. If they come abroad, they must buy something. It's all right. If you get it, well and good. If they don't get it, well and good. It should be. But for a Westerner, you see, he would not like to give up his furniture, which his great-grandmother had it. Though he can't sit on it because it's so old. If he sits on it, it will break. But he must keep it to show off that I had a great-grandmother who gave this unique chair. According to Indian standards, it's junk, absolute junk. Because it is good for nothing, you put it in the drawing room, nobody can sit on it, and it looks junky. But according to the Western mind, the older it is, the better, whether it is a junk or anything. He'll have so many junks in the house, and then they will sell like hotcakes. Because there's a very subtle materialistic attitude towards matter, that this will sell like hotcakes if I sell it, because there must be another mad Westerner who would like to buy that junk. You see? So this junk that you have in the house is better to get rid of, because God knows how many people must have used, like it's like a grave in the house. It's a grave. So to have, then also the antique jewelry. Antique jewelry is another man. Antique is a, what you can say, is the fad or addiction of the Western people. Antique. For us, nothing is antique, because we still produce antique things, beautiful things. So Indians don't understand the value of antiques. They don't understand how these people are so mad after torn things and broken things and dirty things and filthy things. But the Western mind has been brought up that way. Now in these antique things I have seen that once I went to somebody's house, you see, and he asked me with very great honor to sit on his chair. And as soon as I sat on the chair, I thought there were snakes and there were scorpions all biting me. I got a fright, I said, what is it? He said, this is from great-great-great-grandmother. You see, she gave us this thing. I said, it will break, I better sit outside. So this also, madness of this antique is so much that it is unbelievable how people go into it. So there's a joke in India. There's a very great writer called as Premchand. He wrote about two Englishmen going on the road of Banaras when they were hit by a lota that they use for their bathrooms, fell on their feet. And it fell on their feet, and he jokingly says, on the feet where all the bureaucrats fall. Means all Indian bureaucrats used to fall at the feet of the English at that time, so he made a joke. But doesn't matter. Then the English, you see, looked at the thing and they were very angry. And immediately they took to law. You have to come to the courts, you have to come to the police, and we're going to report this has fallen there, it has hit us and all that. So there was a clever man, he knew the English or the Western mind. He said, sir, do you know this lota has very valuable? He said, why? Because this one was used by Akbar the Great. So ancient it is. He said, really? Yes, it is. And you just don't quarrel with them and ask them for this lota. And he told in Indian language to them that I have befooled these people, I have told them that this lota belonged to Akbar, and you have to take this lota and use this lota to just to befool them. So then they asked, but all right, we'll forgive you, we'll not take you to any courts or anything, but you just give us this lota. They said, no, we can't. We said, why? Because it's such an antique piece, you see. In India, you won't find anybody respecting antique pieces, especially in Benares, nobody bothers. So they said, really, yes, it belonged to Akbar, and my forefathers worked with him, so he gave us this lota, we can't give you, we are sorry. They said, no, please give us, you see, we'll not take you to the police. All right, you charge us. Whatever money you charge us and all that. In those days, now this has ruined our creativity, ruined our handwork, and it has ruined our whole, I think, the quality of our life, because the way we are mad after antiques. So this also should go from your head, that anything antique is something good. It's a very superficial value, if you see to it. Because people have think that antique is something expensive. It's just a marketing style that people have felt that this is expensive, that is expensive, so it's something great to wear something stupid and to say that this is antique jewelry and go about. I mean, God knows how many people must have used it and must have worn it and what must be the feelings of that person. So we have to understand that this conditioning that we have in our heads, that we must have something antiques with us, keep something of such value. I mean, these questions never arose before, so it's not written in any books. Any one of the books of the gurus is not written that don't care for antiques. They have written don't drink, don't smoke, all other things which spoils your nabi. They have written all these things, but they have not written that don't worry about antiques so much. You see, and I find that's a craze nowadays, and so we have to tell people that we have to be careful. Moreover, I feel the very people have gone to drugs and that maybe that because they use so much antiques that the bhoots from the antiques must have got them. Can't understand that why people are so melancholy all the time, crying, weeping and all. So the conditionings of these matter, as we think it to be, is to be absolutely taken out. Of course, I mean, in certain countries we should say that the antique things were made were good and nice. But only because something is antique should not be respected, because of its intrinsic value of aesthetics, that it's all right. But one has to see first of all the vibrations of everything. If the vibrations are good, then you should accept, otherwise no, because we have the language of vibrations and we have to use the language of vibrations. Once you start using the language of vibrations, you'll be surprised how you will get complete picture as to what is to be done.
जय श्री माता जी, कृपया ध्यान की स्थिति बनाए रखें। जय श्री माता जी। श्री आदि शक्ति मंत्र। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आदि शक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवै नमो नमः। आरती की तैयारी करते हैं। आरती के लिए खड़े होते हैं।
सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी। दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जग में संकट कारक कितने लिए अवतार माँ, कितने लिए अवतार। विश्व में तेरी महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा। तू गंगा यमुना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता
जय श्री माता जी। प्रार्थना अर्पित करते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आज का ध्यान हम आपके श्री चरणों पर समर्पित करते हैं। श्री माता जी, कृपा कर हमारे अंदर गुरु तत्व प्रस्थापित कीजिए, हमें स्वयं का गुरु बनाइए। श्री माता जी, कृपा कर आप हमें आत्म परीक्षण करने की क्षमता प्रदान कीजिए ताकि हम खुद को ठीक कर सके। हमारे दोष निकालने की शक्ति हमें दीजिए। श्री माता जी, कृपा कर हमें आज्ञाधारक बनाइए। श्री माता जी, समाज में धार्मिक प्रबोधन करने की प्रेरणा हमारे अंदर भर दीजिए। हमें शुद्ध और पारदर्शक बनाइए। श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में हमें संतुष्ट और समाधानी बनाइए। कृपा कर हमें खाने के बारे में अलिप्त रखिए। हमारी बुरी आदतें, कुसंस्कार नष्ट कीजिए। हमें भौतिक सुख समृद्धि से अलग रखिए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, विश्व निर्मल धर्म के मर्यादा में हमें स्थापित कीजिए। हमारे प्रार्थनाओं को स्वीकार कीजिए और हमें आशीर्वादित करने की कृपा कीजिए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपके श्री चरणों पर हमारा कोटि कोटि नमन, कोटि कोटि नमन, अनंत कोटि नमन। जय श्री माता जी। सामूहिक बंधन लेते हैं। आज के कार्यक्रम, आज शाम का ध्यान 7 बजे प्रतिष्ठान पुणे यूट्यूब चैनल पर लाइव प्रसारित होगा। आज का ध्यान सत्र यहीं पे संपन्न होता है। अब हम सहज संगीत का आनंद लेते हैं। आज का दिन सबके लिए आनंदमय, मंगलमय रहे। जय श्री माता जी।
कैसे गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के, 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 कैसे 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 गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के, कैसे गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के। सहजयोगदायिनी श्री निर्मल मागे, सहजयोगदायिनी श्री निर्मल मागे। माँ अवतार माँ आदिशक्ति के, कैसे गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के, कैसे गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के। माँ है लक्ष्मी सरस्वती काली, काली दुर्गा भवानी महिषासुरमर्दिनी। माँ है लक्ष्मी सरस्वती काली दुर्गा भवानी महिषासुरमर्दिनी। भवसागर को पार करानी, भवसागर को पार लगानी। माँ अवतार माँ आदिशक्ति के, कैसे गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के, कैसे गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के। शक्ति रूपिणी जय जगवंदिनी, शक्ति रूपिणी जय जगवंदिनी। त्रिभुवनेश्वरी जगत जननी, त्रिभुवनेश्वरी जगत जननी। सत्ययुग का प्रारंभ करनी, सत्ययुग का प्रारंभ करनी। मह अवतार माँ आदिशक्ति के, कैसे गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के, कैसे गुण गाऊं श्री माता जी के। कैसे आ चरण कमल सुखदाई, चरण कमल सुखदाई, चरण कमल सुखदाई, चरण कमल सुखदाई, चरण कमल सुखदाई। श्री निर्मल माँ की चरण कमल सुखदाई, श्री निर्मल माँ के चरण कमल सुखदाई, चरण कमल सुखदाई, चरण कमल जगपालिनि भवसागर पार लगाई, भवसागर पार लगाई, देखो माँ की कृपा हुई, चरण कमल सुखदाई, चरण कमल सुखदाई, श्री निर्मल मागे चरण कमल सुखदाई, चरण कमल सुखदाई, चरण चरण कमल चरण कमल चरण कमल चरण कमल सुखदाई, चरण कमल